Hello, IEJ76 Ian here. Welcome to AOR Season 15, Tier F8. This is on PlayStation 4, and it's round 2, the Chinese Grand Prix from the Shanghai International Circuit. This is the end of our fastest lap. We spun on our first attempt at a lap, so this was under pressure. We had 2 goes right towards the end of the session. Managed to improve significantly on the second one, got a 1:35.194. Annoyingly, only 300ths off 9th place. But we managed to qualify 11th. On pole was Mr. Stim with a ridiculous 1:33.2. So here we are starting in 11th. We're starting on the super softs, hoping to do a one-stop strategy, and we reacted really badly to the lights there. I was half asleep, and we've lost the position to F8 AI Experience already. This is a pretty difficult long first right-hander, trying to keep out of trouble, and we run too wide on the dirty marbles. And for the second race out of 2 of this championship, we find ourselves pretty much dead last, but that was of our own making this time, so that was highly annoying. The only good thing is we're on slightly quicker tyres than a lot of the guys ahead of us that have started on the softs, so I hope to get stuck in for the rest of the race. As you can see, we're running the racing line at the moment as 2 guys go wide. E now in the Sauber and I go side by side. We had some good battles in Australia, and it's a bit of Verstappen and Hamilton, but this time I do a better job than Verstappen and get round the outside as the Force India flies off in front. Guy Hoyts, who we raced with in F8 last year, slows somewhat in the Ferrari, and we're going to try and go up the inside of him up into the tight left-hander before the critical right-hander before the main back straight, and we go up the inside of him nicely, so we've gained a couple of spots up to 14th now. As you can see, we're in the Mercedes this year. Obviously in our first video we only got the qualifying, we didn't record the race, but we remembered to do it this time. We have first choices to which car we would go for, and I am denied. I fancy taking the McLaren, then I quite like the Renault, but I decided to go with the Mercedes. As we come braking down hard for the hairpin, and F8 AI Experience is ahead, and we'll spend quite a bit of the race in various phases fairly near the Force India from the American driver. So we cross the line to start lap 2 in 14th place, and we're going to try and go to lap 9 and then put the hardest tyre available, the mediums, on. And there's some trouble up ahead. It's Danny UK in the Toro Rosso, who's run really wide. He loses a spot, he's fighting back. Look at him squirming, trying to put the power down. We're going to try and get up on the inside as Ghost Hunter runs wide on the left hand side. So we've gained 2 spots, but Danny UK still on our outside, and we know he's pretty brave on the brakes. Very good driver on the brakes, Daniel. But we're going to try and do a switchback move, and we're going to try the Verstappen Hamilton move again. I think Daniel is going to be a tougher man to pass, and indeed he keeps his foot in, and we don't get through on this occasion. So F8 AI, as I'm going to call him, runs wide, and we're going to try an ambitious move around the outside, and we're so close to maybe causing him a punch and damaging our wing. As you can see, he's kind of zipping forward almost kangarooing like a learner driver, and that's just through lag, I believe. His connection didn't seem particularly good in relation to mine throughout this race, so I was a bit nervous when I was anywhere near him that I would just plough into the back of him and get damaged with no warning. But we've managed to get through up to 12th, but we run a little wide there, and he's got a good chance to have a run on us down this ridiculously long back straight. And I already decided we're still on relatively heavy fuel load that I'm not going to try and outbrake myself. So if he goes down the inside, I'm going to give him the space to try for the switch back, but I didn't quite time that right. We touched, but there's no damage done. Forward to lap 3, and we're battling F8 AI again. This time we have a roll reversal. You can see him still lagging there, so we get out of the slipstream early so we don't hit him, but we've got a good run on him down the back straight. Ahead is the 2 Toro Rosso drivers having a battle. We're going to try and brake as late as we dare. We've got the inside line. If we keep it tight, we should make the move, and yet we've done it. We're back up to 12th. Lap 4 now, and a good battle between Bronek and Danio, the 2 Toro Rossos, as Danio puts the power down, loses it right in front of us, and he does actually recover and sets the fastest lap of the race, but that was a bit of a hairy moment. Forward to lap 5, and Limaro on the left hand side of the McLaren has gone off, so we're up to 9th place now, chasing down Bronek. Now this is down the back straight, lap 6. You can see Bronek is still a long way ahead of us, but he seems to brake really early, or we brake late, or a combination of both. And rather than hit him at the backside, I went off the track and slightly harshly maybe got a 10-second penalty for that. And you can see he's run wide, so he may well be struggling with his tyres. He's also on the super soft, so maybe we preserve them better. He goes to the inside to defend into this fast turn 1. We go around the outside, but my setup is quite racy around that, so if I run too wide I can easily spin it. But this is an enjoyable battle. Forward to lap 7, so Bollock's still not made the pit stop, nor have we. He runs wide, so this was a really good opportunity to gain a place up to 8th. And again, just trying a slightly short shift, and we've got a really good exit. He's on our left hand side, so it's now a question of who's got the better straight line speed. We get DRS, which of course he hasn't got, so this should give us a slight advantage, but he's right there still. And again, it's going to be who's bravest on the brakes. We're pretty good on the brakes. We hit the apex okay, run a little wide, but we're through. Okay, cross the line to start lap 8, and Bollock's actually going to have a go back at us. Up the inside, he does it. Nice move. We try and do another move back on him, but it would be very ambitious to try and go through there. And this was a really fun battle. It's actually for 6th at the moment because others have started to make pit stops. Forward to lap 9, and we're chasing down Bollock again, but out of the pits comes the Turkish driver Rd2 in the Ferrari, and unfortunately, although he's lapped, he taps us into a spin. Perhaps I could have given him a bit more room. There was a red proximity arrow there, now I see it again, but I didn't really expect him to try and sort of come back at us, having let us through to be lapped. So that was really annoying. We lost probably 6 or 7 seconds, lost the position to s15, although he's one of the top guys, so he's already made a pit stop. So we're going to come in on lap 9 towards the start of lap 10. We're going to move on to the white marked medium tyres, so this should be a comfortable one stop for us. I tried this in practice and the tyre wear wasn't too bad on this tyre. And well, that's it for the next 18 laps. We were pretty close to F8 AI experience. He was between 2 and 4 seconds ahead of us. I tried to put a bit of pressure on him, but we had a 10-second penalty, so even if we got by, we wouldn't have gained that 10 seconds. The nearest guy behind us, Enau, was 30 or 40 seconds behind, so it was actually a fairly boring end to the race, but I got into a reasonable rhythm and can't be too unhappy. Again, I need to sort my starts out so I don't get into trouble, but at least it's my first point this season for 10th.
To let it all sink in.
So the podium is identical to Australia, with Mr. Stim in the McLaren winning from s15 and his Finnish teammate Ferran Neto in the Haas. So those three are 1, 2, 3 in the championship. We sit 11th in the championship on a humble 1 point, and we'll be looking to try and get a little bit further up the order in the next race, which is going to be the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. There you can see the final standings. Our teammate Noodle Dougal, who's running as high as 4th, I believe, at 1 point, finished 7th, so reasonable points for Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. So I'm expecting chaos next weekend as we go around the street circuit of Baku, which has been moved in the calendar to coincide with the real F1 race, which is also taking place there. But thanks for watching, and join me next time.